Okay guys, welcome to another video. So today I want to make a quick analysis on Bitcoin price action. Um, I'm trying to figure it out where the price may go in next few days using some fundamentals, so macroeconomics and other financial indicators that relate to Bitcoin. So, okay, you can see my screen, that's nice. First of all, I want to focus on technical analysis because without technicals, you can't use fundamentals, right? They have to be combined. So I plotted the volume profile from the recent swing down and captured this consolidation. So what do we have here is a value area. Then we have value low and value high. Right now we are in the lower point of the value area, okay? So we're reaching the point of imbalance. And what this tells us is that this could be a new price discovery. So price came down and then it may start consolidating, basically price acceptance, or due to some fundamental factors, it may go up. So let's take a look on the smaller time frame. We reached the value area low, and today, in past 3 hours, the price went up. So I'm guessing, or not, I'm not guessing, but it was due to news release, consumer confidence. So how confident are consumers into economy? Okay, so we got positive news, 91. We also have Trump speaking in 50 minutes. This will probably somehow affect the markets. Let's take a look what we have in the rest of the week. So February 25th, this is tomorrow, Nvidia quarterly earnings, crude oil inventories. Crude oil inventories. This does affect the crude oil price, which is WTI. Yes, crude oil cash. It went down today, but due to global conflicts between US and Iran, and also the new cartel conflicts between US and Mexican cartels, I assume the price of oil could go up because whenever there is a war, there is an oil required for all the machinery. Okay, hope this makes sense. And as I've said in some of the previous videos, when there's a bigger demand for something, its price goes up. Okay, this is good for crude oil, but definitely not good for the economy because wars, as you know by historical evidence, shake the markets, which means fear arises. And by tomorrow news, I want to see somewhat negative side of this data release in order to stay bullish on Bitcoin price. In Thursday, we have initial jobless claims. We've had some jobless claims before. Let me just search it up. Trump speaks. Okay. Let me see for the past week. Unemployment claims. Okay, so they were positive. Do we have anything else related to unemployment and labor market? Unemployment claims. They were a bit negative here. Non-farm. Okay, they were mostly positive, so I assume we could continue with the trend of the positive data release for labor market, um, which right now is improving. And if you have a more stable labor market, then people will spend more, which is good for economy, but over time it will bring inflation to the upside, right? Which again will not be good for economy. So in short term, jobless claims, I think it does affect Bitcoin a lot. And if we see positive news on Thursday, I think this is another catalyst that it may go up. Okay. After that, we have producer price index. So how much producers or businesses are basically in short terms, what are their expenses? Okay, so higher the news, so the bigger the data release is, um, the more the producers have to pay for their functionality. Okay, so if you get what I mean here, okay, I don't think I have to explain everything. Um, for right now, I want to focus on global conflicts and price of oil. So we want to see what markets are betting on. I was kind of thinking to buy Bitcoin today already, but as Trump is having a speech in 45 minutes, I think I will wait for that, just to kind of get a bigger picture of what is going on in the economy, as he will probably um, make a summary of. Okay, we can see Bitcoin has fallen today a bit and is now recovering. The biggest recovery since last 2 days, something like that. Now let's look at the on-chain analysis. So I use CoinGlass for that. Let's take a look at derivatives. We want to see net premium strike heat map. Let's take a look in futures open interest ratio. So this is the ratio that basically represents how in what form is Bitcoin spent. If it is in options, in form of the options, it means that institutions are hedging on Bitcoin, right? So they're trying to protect their capital. If they trade it in futures, so in form of futures, they're most likely leveraging it, okay? So which means that they are confident about Bitcoin going up. And when the ratio goes up, it means that futures interest is winning over or actually, sorry, the options interest is winning towards against futures interest. Okay, so let's see. Just scale this down a bit. Okay, so we got this. So option interest is still up. Now let's take a look at some liquidation heat maps. Past 24 hours, we have some liquidation zone here, 48 million worth of leverage, of course. We may retrace back to this price. I'm totally confident we will. And another confidence is that Trump speaks, and this will probably shake some markets. It may go down, it may go up, but I'm more positive on it going down, due to the geopolitical factors. Is my voice even being recorded? Okay. Okay. Yeah. So what do we look at next? There's really not You do not have to overcomplicate this analysis, you just have to understand it. Now let's take a look at another tool that I'm using. It's the commitment of traders report. And this basically tells us on the institutional side what institutions, so non-commercial and commercial, think of Bitcoin. And it was last reported last week on Friday, I think. Should be Friday. I mean, we can see that they withdrew 400 positions, and they withdrew for longs, of course, and they withdrew 1,000 short positions, non-commercial, which means banks, hedge funds, and stuff like that. Then we have commercials. So they withdrew 230 Bitcoin positions and added 350 short positions, which means that we are still quite short on Bitcoin, I believe. And this is the retail sentiment. Okay, non-reportable means that they are the retail traders, right? They only affect 5% of daily volume in the market, so not so significant, but still a good catalyst to get a correct frame on this picture, right? So there still may be some big players here, okay, but they are most in form of commercial and non-commercial institutions. And another detailed view into retail sentiment, which I couldn't really find here for crypto. I maybe could, but I did not take a deep look into this. Prop firms, neutral, yeah, okay. I won't do this right now. If I find this later, I will make a video about it. So you can see Euro USD correlation. This is what retail traders like you and I, what is their overlook, what like on the markets, and it's mostly forex. So they are mostly bearish on Euro USD, which by the fact that retail sentiment is often opposite of the real market sentiment, this already tells us that so if they're bearish on Euro USD, it means they are bullish on USD, okay? Which means opposite for us. So USD may be bearish, which also affects Bitcoin, right? And Bitcoin and USD do not correlate directly, immediately, right? They have some similarities, but they are definitely not like Euro USD, where if USD goes down, or XL USD, where if Euro USD goes down, then gold goes up. Okay, at crypto it's a bit different. It's not like gold. So I'm still pretty bearish on Bitcoin price. It may go out of this value area zone, and after that I want to see what will happen. Okay, so if we trade down, if we trade out of this value area that we have here, if we are bullish, I want to see some confirmations on the fundamental side, because on technical side I only want to see a swing up, a smaller retracement, and then a volume to the upside. Okay, pretty basic. Now let's see what we have for next couple weeks, days. What could confirm our bullish bias? Let's open up something that I had been writing in for past couple of times. String system exercises, expenses. Where's my fundamental analysis? Let's plot some economical indicators on our chart. Let's switch to daily chart. Okay, so we can see that unemployment rate year on year is, sorry, this is inflation rate. Inflation rate year on year is 2.4. Okay, so it is declining, it is improving. Then we have unemployment rate. It's currently 4.3%, which is good. Interest rate interest rate did not get cuts like in a big time. Then we have the policy rate, which also stayed the same. And then we have balance sheet, which is also important factor. Balance sheet expansion. This, yes, okay. It basically tells us the expenditure of businesses. Let's just clear up some charts here so we don't have this whole mess. Okay, let's keep further funds rate. We can see that when Federal Reserve hikes rates, business expenditure reduces, okay? And this is a common logic because businesses have higher expenses, therefore they are not performing best, okay? Because they have to loan out money with a higher interest. So they have to pay a bigger interest to the bank. And as Federal Reserve is cutting rates, okay, you may not see this directly immediately, because you can see here businesses started shrinking a few like days, weeks after Fed started hiking rates aggressively. Okay, so it might be the same situation right here. If Federal Reserve continues to cut rates like this, the balance sheet may expand in the next couple of months. But we are swing trading, day trading, you know, we're not really looking on the too high time frame. So I want to see the price action for next few days. As we said, I want to see some confirmations on the fundamental side. That being, if tomorrow's crude oil inventories news turns out negative, if Nvidia Q4 earnings are positive, if initial job claims are positive, and if these PPI and stuff like that go negative, then I will be potentially bullish on Bitcoin. Okay, so and we can target something like 67,000. Okay, please do not remind me of the number. And yeah, this is just my like insight and sort of prediction on the macroeconomical factors that affect Bitcoin price. Again, I'm not fully into this macro. I'm still learning it day by day, and I hope one day I'll be able to master it, to use it as a tool that will allow me to understand markets and consequently make me, you know, some good solid income, right? So this will be it for this video. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel if you came this far into the video. We are learning together. We're all together on this learning curve, and if you have any questions, please do ask them in the comments below. I'd be happy to answer them, as I am also learning this stuff by receiving challenges like this, questions and stuff like this, and it's easier for me to just record a video and analyze stuff, because I'm actually doing something not just for me but for somebody else, and I could like dive deeper into this stuff, you know. And I think criticism is good. If you guys know for a fact that I got some stuff wrong in this video, which who am I to judge, probably did, please do write your opinions in comments, and I will see you in the next video.